Now I'm like obsessed with going live. It's my new thing. I'm just gonna make coffee. I feel like I always go through these phases of like, I want to go live, or I want to write all the time, or I want to make videos, and then it just dies down. But this is our going live version of life. So I was gonna make coffee, and I don't know what the best angle is. Like, do you want to watch me fill up the water? Like, is this fun for you, or would you rather look at my face and like have me talk to you the whole time? So I like to put the coffee grounds down the drain, and David does not like for me to do that. You would think that I would keep the coffee grounds, you know, for gardening, but I don't. And then I usually have this like thing where I like to fill up the water and the coffee grounds at the same time and just get it just right. But since we're filming and I don't have my timing down, that's not going to happen. 6 scoops of, I don't know, just name brand grocery store organic coffee. I'm sure it has plenty of heavy metals and glyphosates. I lost count. Does anybody know how many scoops I just put in? There. That might have been 7. We shall see. It'll be fine. This is just my morning routine. Is it morning? Oh, it's 10. It's still morning. Lively liver, made by yours truly. 6 of these. I read an article about taking boron. We have so much borax because I was going to make my own laundry soap. And I did once, and then I was like, this is way too much work. So we have like, I don't know, 4 boxes. So I made some boron solution. It's like 1 teaspoon of water with a quart. No, 1 teaspoon of boron with a quart of water. And then, so you dilute it, and then you put 1 teaspoon of water in these cups. And it's supposed to be good for like joint pain and all that stuff. Does it work? I don't really know, honestly. I don't know that I feel that different. But I thought I'd try it. I actually wanted to share it with my neighbor who has arthritis, but I never did. She's not really much of the holistic type. So. And NAC. We do 2 NACs a day. I know, this is very exciting, exhilarating, really. And then I kind of like to stuff this back here, even though it steams and probably is doing damage to the cabinet, but I'm sure it's fine. I mean, these cabinets are literally 40 years old, so it's okay. We're going to be all right. And then I start preparing the cream. So I like my cream frothed, so I froth it. This is literally my morning routine. I always do this alone. And David doesn't like his frothed. And for hormonal health as a woman, it's better if you eat before you have coffee. I know this. Do I do that? No. Sure don't. I sure don't. I don't even know what we're going to have for breakfast today. And that's that. Very exciting. I don't really have anything that I'm like fired up about today, I don't think. For once. No, I don't have anything. Just staring off thinking. when I come on here and rant, it's not because I'm like that 24/7, although one may think that I am. I can understand why, but I'm usually more like this. But then there's just those things. There's like those topics, those like injustices, those things that just seem wrong or off, that just send me to like 0 to 100. But I don't have anything. The one thing I think about often is like people's job choices. Like when people like they work at the DMV, that's a big one for me because I think that whole thing is just stupid. But it's like, is there ever a point that they realize that like their job only exists because like the government said so? Like that's kind of weird. So when I think about all these people getting upset with the cuts from the US aid thing, like, I don't know, it's just kind of weird to me. And I think people are so self-identified with their career that it's like, who would I be without this career or this job title, that like it really sends people for a tailspin. But I think it is true that most people's jobs can just be automated by AI. Because like, what are people really doing? Like, what are you really bringing to the workforce? I mean, grocery stores, cashiers, you just have self-scan. And then eventually it gets to the point with the Amazon Fresh where you just put the thing in the cart and it charges you based on your biometric scan. Like, it's gnarly. And then you can stock the shelves with robots. Yeah, it's just weird. It's weird where all this is going. And then I wonder, I used to think when I was in my liberal brainwashing, but now I'm a little more right-wing brainwashed. But when I was in my liberal brainwashing, I used to think like, oh, it would be so good for like everyone to have UBI because like their creativity would really come online. And I don't know that that's the case. Maybe I just don't have a lot of hope for humanity, but I'm so overly black-pilled. But I don't know. I genuinely don't know. It doesn't seem that way. If anything, it seems like people would just get fatter and lazier and just like more Wally-ified. I don't know. So I made this solution with switching gears entirely. This is literally what I do in the morning. So I take a paper towel. It's like very wasteful. And I take my little solution thing that I made. It's apple cider vinegar soaked with eggplant for like, I don't know, like 8 weeks, 12 weeks. You can forget about it. Doesn't matter. But apple cider vinegar is a good toner anyway. I made the apple cider vinegar myself with apples, New England apples. And then I just do this. And I have those reusable, like bamboo cotton rounds or whatever. Bamboo rounds. They're not cotton because they're bamboo. I have those. But do I use them? No, because those are upstairs. And my solution for my face is down here. Why is it down here? I don't know. It's just where I have it. The eggplant is supposed to be good. Allegedly, supposedly. Don't take my word for it. It's supposed to be good for like skin cancer. But what really is skin cancer, you know? The coffee's about done. And I have my whole little stash over here. I can show you. Let's see. I'll flip you around. This is the difference. Well, these are all my products, my line. All the cutest labels are mine. And this is mine too, but it doesn't have a cute label. And then those are my mom's. You can see the difference. We are in two totally different schools of thought. But I like my stash. David's. So David is more about like more coffee, hotter, longer. Like he's more about the, I don't know. You'll see what I do. I'm more about like the hand warming mug, less coffee, does not stay hot long. Two totally different modes. It's so frothy. My mom's sleeping. David's in the shower. If my mom comes down and I'm still live streaming, I feel like I'm going to be like a teenager. Like, I gotta go. Isn't that so fun? My neighbor gave this to me. It's like $100 frother machine, which who needs that? I do. And it does cold foam as well. You can cold froth it. But before I was just using one of those sticks, you know. But this is way better. But then I try to get all the froth off. I'm going to end up spilling this if I show you what I do. But I just whip it around in here, and that is the process. Oh, that's really full. I already fed the cat this morning. I'll bring these in the dining room. Our pills. And our coffee. You're going to have to wait a second. You have to stay in the kitchen for now. If you were here with me in person, you'd probably just be already in the dining room. Because the kitchen is too small. It's tiny. Tiny, tiny, tiny galley kitchen. See? That's it. We're out of the kitchen. Very tiny. That's the plate wall. And this is the wall that needs wallpaper because I feel like a hostage victim. I'll bring it down a little bit. I thrifted these pillows. Check out this pillow. Actually, I thrifted it for $1. This is crazy. And it's like, it doesn't stink or anything. Isn't that pretty? All that beadwork. It's from India and it has goose down feathers in it. It's like $1. It's crazy. Crazy. So then we can just sit here and chat about whatever. I'm sitting on the bench that David built. Can I tilt you down and show you? See? And we got these cushions off of Amazon. And then here's the bench. And then it lifts up. Oh, you can't really see. See? And then there's storage underneath. Tissues, cat food, all my appliances, all my kitchen appliances. My KitchenAid, my blenders, my big pots for making like bone broth and cooking that deer. All that kind of stuff. I don't know. I wish I had a ranty topic. I feel like a shell of a person if I don't have anything cool to say. You know what I do next, though, is I put on my tallow. This isn't one big advertisement, I swear. This is just what I do because I love my own products. Here's the living room. Oh, you can see the tomatoes, actually. They're still going. Isn't that cool? It's not focused, but... And then we have catnip right here, which the leaves are huge. This is lavender. And these are strawberries. But this tomato is like so aggressive and took over everything. Those are strawberries. That I'm just waiting for all the tomatoes to finish ripening. And then, oh, we got snow too, by the way. I'm waiting for all the tomatoes to finish ripening. And then I'll take that thing out because it is just taking up so much room. And then I'll plant some more stuff because I think it holds up to 9 plants. My mom got it from the senior center. Okay, so then I use my tallow. This one is vanilla bark. Is everything backwards? And then I do this after my eggplant apple cider vinegar stuff. And then I kind of just like having like a thick, shiny, glossy face. I just love it, honestly. Like the more shine, the better. The more like lubed up I am, the better. Last winter, I forget what happened, but one of the neighbors, his name's Jose. He has a very thick accent. He's from Colombia. He like loved me so much because I was trying to help him because the neighbor behind him kept feeding. Well, he wasn't intentionally feeding the coyotes, but he was attracting coyotes because he was looking for worms so he could go fishing. He was looking for night crawlers, but instead it attracted all these coyotes. So Jose was very upset, but he gave me a hug, and it was winter. And I just was so nervous that I got all my shiny face on his puffer jacket. I might have greased it up. It's so weird. I feel like I should clean up for you guys, but I didn't. There's just shit everywhere. It's just like real life, you know? It's just stuff on the table. And especially when you live with your mom at the age of 40. Life's just different, you know? Not at all what I expected it to be. See, hostage vibes. It's like, let's put pillows so they don't think she's at gunpoint. I was trying to pick out colors. I went with this pinkish color. This needs a bigger pillow. This has like a 16 by 16 and it needs an 18 by 18. It's too loose, but that's okay. But I was trying to pick out something nice that would go with the plate wall, like that color blue. And I don't know that I totally love it, but I sit here a lot and I just stare at that plate wall. Let me show you the thing in its entirety. I just love it. And that's my dried lavender from the summer. I have like little glass pieces. This is kind of like a random fun fact. Oh, and then David he'll still fix the drywall and we'll do the trim and all that stuff. We'll get there. A random fun fact I don't know that I've ever talked about, but let me show you. So my mom's side of the family, her grandfather owned a Coca-Cola company in Muncie, Indiana. And I have the bottles. I have to fucking buy 2 bottles. So it says Coca-Cola Bottling Works, MF Mauer. It was Martin Fred Mauer, registered Muncie, Indiana. I have 2 of these. So I have my dried straw flowers in here, and then I have another one that's growing a live plant. I kind of use my plate wall as like a propagation station. I have a Christmas cactus growing. I have like those pothos plants. I have aloe. And that's it. I did have a fig, like a Chinese fig tree, but it wasn't doing well, so I put it over by the tomatoes, and it's fine. It's happier over there for sure. But yeah, I thought that was cool. I've had this obsession with glass for like as long as I can remember. I just love glass, and it feels like it stems from that. And my mom would tell me that they would have like cockroaches and stuff crawling on the walls, I think because of the sugar at the Coca-Cola plant. And my mom worked at Kerr Glass. Kerr. Yeah, Kerr. Not Ball. But she did go to Ball State in Indiana. But she worked at Kerr as in high school and in college, which is kind of cool. And now we have that glass. I mean, obviously I like to can and stuff, so we have all that. But yeah, it's just funny. I've always loved glass. And then sea glass. So I have a Alias Facebook account. I feel like who doesn't? And I prefer that algorithm so much more because it's so pure. It's like, it's not black pilled. It doesn't get me riled up. It's just like home design and sea glass. And there's a New England sea glass group, and sometimes they share what beaches they got their sea glass at. And when they do, I add it to my maps. But there's one in Gloucester that I'm like, she scored some good pieces. I think yesterday even, she got some like marbles and stuff. I don't know, it's just cool. I don't know that I've ever found a marble on the beach. But I have a ton of sea glass. And at some point, I'd like to make jewelry, silver jewelry. But I'm in no rush. Yeah, there's still a lot of things I'd like to do creatively. I want to make pottery, like, on the regular. I'm obsessed with pottery. I just love having my hands dirty. Like, I love it. I love it. I love having, like, mud under my fingernails. And even when I was doing Art of Truth, I'd just be covered in pastels, and I just loved it. And, like, I don't know, I did painting for a little while, but it was never satisfying. I love. Where are your glasses? You gonna come join us for coffee? Maybe. You're playing hard to get. How was your shower?
Good.
Good. At some point, I'd love to do, like, I don't know, I was thinking about this morning, and I was like, oh my God, what if we live streamed the shower process? No. No. The bathroom makeover. That's a different channel. No, the bathroom makeover, because the bathroom is such a, so when we first got here, my mom doesn't use the bathroom. She just showers, like, she does a whore's bath. So she just washes herself with a washcloth and soap and sponge and stuff by hand. She doesn't get in there because she's too scared, especially when she lived alone. So the pipes, they all like rusted up, or the like fixture, so we couldn't even turn it. And then when we did turn it, it started leaking down into the kitchen above the stove, which is obviously no bueno. So the only way to access the fixture and to change it all out was to cut a hole. So we have it's like the most white trash thing ever. We have this garbage bag taped over our fixture, the knob that turns, because we had to cut out the, what's it called? Not Pyrex, what the fuck's it called? Fiberglass. We had to cut the fiberglass. David cut the fiberglass so then he could access all the things back there to get it to work, which we did learn that if you don't turn the water on in a house, I mean, it had been like almost like a decade. My mom had a stroke in 2011 and we moved here in 2021, and we'd lived here like for 9 months prior in 2017 to 2018. But then, yeah, all that time that it was just sitting there, it didn't I don't know, it didn't stay lubricated, fixed, I don't know. So the bathroom repair is a big one, and I think about it often. And I've been picking out tiles. I do a lot of like, this is like what my mom used to hate about my dad. She hated it. Because he's like such a dreamer and a creative, but she always said he never followed through with anything and never did anything, and he was just a deadbeat. Which I don't know that that's entirely true, but it bothers her when I get in my dreamy phases. Let me show you my latest dream thing. 1 second. I'm not taking it with me just because, we're not going far. I went to the kitchen. It's not far. This might be backwards, but right now our current dining room table is 48 inches. It's round. It's a 48-inch round table. And it's like a smidge too big. Like I want it to be like 40 inches, just with the way it fits with the nook seating style. So this is my latest plans. Is this backwards? Will you tell me if this is backwards? No one said a word, but this could be the time that you would tell me. But anyway, and it's not going to make any sense to anyone. But basically, and what I drew here is the center. So I want the center to have like pole wrap, but pole wrap is expensive. It's ridiculously expensive. So we found another option to use split dowels. And we can like glue all the split dowels around. So we'll have like 2x4s in here, the top and the bottom, and then that'll hold it. That'll be like the the middle, like the part you don't see. And then the external part will be with we'll probably do split dowels and glue them and nail gun them in place. But yeah, that's what I want to do. And I think I got the price to around $350. Like, and it's that, you know, that look, like the circular look with it also has a circular base and then has the like pull wrap look. That's what I want. Those tables are not $350. So to do it for that's freaking awesome. Because what was it before? What did I get to? I had some ridiculous number when I was trying to do because one other girl, she recommended using half round shoe molding. I don't know if this means anything to anybody, but they were like $9 a piece, and I was gonna need so many, so that we just went with the split dowel from Woodpecker. It was cheaper than Amazon, cheaper than Walmart. So, and I think the base will be 21 inches in circumference, and then the table will be 40, and I think that'll be perfect, just perfect enough. So that's what I do. Like I love like. And then it's just been on the fridge, and I know it'll happen. I'm not in a rush. Oh, I think 42 inches. Oh, it's called with a fluted base. I guess it's technically called a fluted base. But yeah, I'm in no rush. And then this is another thing David was helping me measure out was wallpaper, because literally the girl that I want to get the wallpaper from, it is exactly this wall measurement, like to the T, like even like considering that the bench is here, like, you know, and lining up the pattern. David did the whole lining up the pattern thing in his head. I don't know how he does that. I can't do that. But yeah, he figured out the whole thing. And then we have the floating shelf up here that I was adamant about. Can you see it? Yep. So all of that, it's my mom's painting. Yeah, I think it'll just add such a fun, vibrant vibe. And then I want to move the light fixture too, because it's like, it's not centered over the table anymore now that we've put the nook in. So this light fixture needs to move over. And like, it also needs to be different, because it's this. And that's ugly. I think I want something more of like a boho, or like, I don't know, just something a little more earthy than the black. So I do need to capsule some beef liver at some point soon. I do like rounds of 5, sometimes like 10 if I'm ambitious, but I do like 5 at a time. But I have a half gallon of powder still left, and I don't know how many pills that'll get me. It'll get me a few bags, Oh, there's my neighbor. Oh, I wonder if they called us to move our cars. I don't know, actually. It's so funny. I was like, why don't you look in our windows? Like, I always see you walk by, but you never look in. And she's like, that's so weird, Miriam. I'm not going to look in your house. I was like, no, do it. They never do. They always are like eyes straight ahead. I'm like, yeah, but I waved to you when you walk by. She's like, I do not see it. I do not look in. You're lost. We could bundle up and go scrape off the car together if you want. But it would be mostly me doing everything and you watching. Because what are you going to do? How can you help? You can encourage me, I guess. Did they start moving cars yet? I just saw Daniela walk by. Okay. Are there cars down there?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. So the system, we had to upgrade to a new system because Our last system was not working. You want to come join us for coffee and a chat?
Sure.
I don't have anything passionate to talk about today.
It's okay.
Did you tell Mighty Networks I'm live?
No.
Me either.
Sorry.
And he's on.
They connect.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Oh yeah, I think
the
your
lights here,
light
that's
bulbs
good.
came, yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Good.
Hello.
Hi.
Had a great workout this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. A few hours of writing. Pomodoro method. Did quite a few push-ups. Took a shower. Just a really productive morning. Just kidding.
Alternate timeline.
Yeah.
So it's who you could be.
It's awesome.
I wanted to look at the phone, but not on camera.
Mm-hmm. What have you been doing?
Just talking
Yeah.
about nothing. I made coffee with them. I showed them my frother machine. I told them how I don't know how to describe it, but you with your coffee, you'd prefer it to be, you'd want more of it in a bigger glass to stay warmer longer. And then I'm more of a doesn't stay warm that long, but I like the pretty mug. And it's less coffee. You're more efficient in your coffee drinking. It's very like a manly perspective. Give me more and keep it hot. Yeah.
It's very true.
So I was saying that to them. And I was also saying, David doesn't like when I pour the grinds down the drain. And then I proceeded to do that because I was nervous is really the first thing. Because usually what I like to do is I like to fill up the water and do my scoops. And I have it timed where I can beat my scooping ability. I can beat the water. I have it as a little race. But since I was recording, I was too nervous to run to the trash and dump the grinds down in the trash. So I just put them in the sink, and then I fucked up the whole thing, and I lost count of my scoops anyway. So it's so difficult.
That's awesome.
I showed them the tomato.
Oh, you're taking them around today.
Yeah, and I showed them my plans for the table, the base, the top. And then I told them about the wallpaper, that you perfectly measured it out with the pattern and that it's exactly what we need.
Yeah. Still a little nervous about that one, but.
Well, we can order two. I mean, I could definitely find a use for two. They're 105 USD for one roll.
Yeah, it's quite a bit.
Yeah. It's a little pricier than what I was going to spend. I was going to spend $65 to do the whole wall.
Yeah, it's not that much more though, I guess.
I know. Well, especially when you're getting a very pretty pattern.
Okay, I'm gonna unbox this.
On camera?
Maybe.
Yeah, you should. Here's the scissors. Are you on a knife?
I'll get my knife.
Oh, I told them about our pills. We take our beef liver and our NAC and our boron water, which we don't know if it's doing anything, but we have a quart of it, so might as well use it.
Oh yeah. It's supposed to help with joints and stuff.
Yep, arthritis. Because we're so arthritic.
Just hold this up awkwardly so it's in frame.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see.
So if you don't already know,
Should be right.
David's our highly esteemed maintenance man.
Yep.
And we were missing a floodlight at the front of the property, which is actually quite dangerous. So he asked our property management company to mail it to him.
Yeah, I did.
And they did.
Yeah,
So he's going to go install that at some point. We have at the front entrance, it's this big stone structure. And it's just, you need to have more lights on it.
Yeah, I would have, I could have got it in the wrong color for $30 cheaper, but I figured I should leave it the same.
Yeah, that's good.
That's cool. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's not bad.
Yep.
One of these. I'm gonna have to wire it, I guess.
How much was it?
$100. Okay. Oh yeah, this is fine. They're just nuts. I do need to find the breaker though. Turn it off. I don't know where that is. I'll figure it out.
Ask Keith too. It might be at the front. There's all those
Probably something.
electrical boxes on the side behind Matt's house.
Oh, okay.
Maybe over there.
That's cool.
Yep. I was saying that when Mom gets up, I'm going to be like a teenager and be like, I gotta go.
That's awesome. Has anyone popped on since you've been on?
I don't know who. Nobody said hello or anything.
Oh.
The max viewership I had was 3.
Oh.
So I'm going to be somebody someday on this platform. Just wait and
That's
see.
true. That's
Just
true,
wait and
honey.
see. Clip it. Run it back. Yeah, I was just saying how, like, I go through these phases of, either writing or recording videos and right now I'm in my live stream era. But I don't know how long it's going to last. Nor do I really care. It's just kind of what it is right now. It's kind of fun. And I also don't want to be like a ranty lunatic every time, which I know that I'm not, but I want to show that I'm not.
Oh, yeah. No, it's pretty infrequent, actually.
I thought about removing our last live yesterday.
Oh, yeah? Because you didn't like our banter.
Right.
That was too boring.
I didn't think we were funny enough. And I thought you were a little serious. Usually you bring the humor, and I'm the seriously angry one. But then when you get serious, then it's like, oh no, what do we do?
Oh. You need me to not take you seriously.
Yeah, I think that helps.
That's awesome.
I don't know, or we just need to have wigs in the car or something.
No, I just ended up scanning something. I still don't even know what it is. I have a pocket I haven't found yet.
Pocket.
It's just crazy. Thinking about the structure of the world and all that shit. It's wild.
I know. When I first started talking, I was the only thing that really is like rattling around is like thinking that, like, the example is like people that work at the DMV. Like, does it ever cross their mind that their job only exists because the government said so? Like, what would they do otherwise? And like my liberal programming said that, like, oh, everyone should have UBI because then they'll be more creative. But like, I don't know that that's true. I think everyone would just become wallified. They'd be fat and squishy and
Qualified. That's awesome.
and scooting around in their carts. Like, I don't know. Like, I used to think creativity would come online for people, but like, it feels like it's hard. It's hard for creativity to come online for people. And then I just don't know if I'm like overly cynical or so black-pilled that like I just think there's no hope. And it's not so much, I'm not worried about myself. Like when I just look out there and I see what people are doing and like what reality configurations they're stuck in. It's like, wait, like, I don't know, even like working in insurance or whatever, like it's like, wait, do you realize like your whole life is a scam? Like, you don't see that? Like, you've never, like, and then people are so identified with their job and their career and their title and like it means something. There's like a status that goes with their, and like their title and their job allows them to do other things that they actually enjoy. Like, that's how they justify it to themselves. Like, well, you know, if I didn't make this much money, I wouldn't be able to vacation 3 times a year. It's like, who cares? But like, people really hold on to that stuff. Or like, I don't know, I was listening, this neighbor was telling me a story about one of her rich relatives, and like, he doesn't want to give up the yacht. And I'm like, what? It's like, it's just like, what? Why? You're going through a divorce. Like, you're going to have to give up the yacht. Is that the plow people?
I don't know.
Yep. Is it working?
Calling to inform me the snow removal process will begin shortly.
Don't say our house number.
I'm not. Oh, yeah. It just keeps repeating.
Oh.
Every time I talk, it starts over.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. Do you want to go clear off
The
the
car.
car with them?
Yeah, your mom's car isn't working, right? So,
Yeah, they know. I already sent GM a notice to not tow my mom's car, the red Corolla.
should we shovel it out or something?
Yeah, we can shovel on either side of it.
Okay. Do you want to keep driving?
Sure.
I'll go take care of the cars.
Okay. Oh, you're going to do the car stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool.
Bye, guys.
Thanks for stopping in. That's good the system works. We just upgraded to the system like last night. 2 nights ago, I guess. That's great. Yeah, you can maybe remind them like, hey, we're having to get this car towed tomorrow because it broke down. They'll remember. I was trying to be like preemptive, and I was like, oh, we're getting a storm. Like, I should get this car towed to the mechanic before the storm. And then the mechanic was like, so I don't want a dead car in my lot. Can you tow it to me on Sunday or Monday? I was like, oh man, you ruined my plan. But I don't think they're towing anyone anyway. But yeah. What do you need?
Shake my house.
Hat.
All right, see you.
See ya. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Do you want to put better shoes on?
I don't know.
Your feet are going to get wet. The snow's pretty deep today. David's still getting used to New England winters, I would say. The first winter here, his toes turned purple. So, and I remember he used to think it was crazy when I was like, we have to dress in layers. He's from Arizona. You don't do that there. You don't have 8 bajillion layers that you put on and then take off depending on if you're inside or outside, or in the car, out of the car. But yeah, I guess that's the biggest thing that I've been thinking about lately. Again, it's like, where would people be without their job title and that as like the identifying factor of like who they are and like what makes them them. And I mean, I get it. I was so identified with my career after college. Like, that's, I don't know, it's just weird. And as more and more things continue to get automated, like, who are people going to be? I think people are going to be really lost. They're not going to know how to make sense of things. They'll just be surviving at this like baseline of like empty, hollow, meaningless life. I don't know, it just feels like people will just be hanging on by a thread. But then when I really think about it, I'm like, that's no different than it is now. I mean, most people are just hanging on by a thread, but like everyone's doing it. So it's like a collective psychosis. There's a dinosaur exhibit coming at the end of the month to Massachusetts. And I was just like, oh God. Like, I just don't buy it. Like, I just spend so much of my time there, you know, in like questioning everything. Questioning space, questioning the shape of the earth, like what we're doing here. I saw Mr. Beast's video yesterday of like exploring the Great Pyramids, and he went into the places that no one's ever been, and like there's all these like hieroglyphics, and they're like, oh, well, we think maybe that this is where the king was buried, or maybe this was like a decoy chamber, or maybe this was and I'm just like, I don't buy any of this. And then like the legible writing, I guess, is like, it says like 19, or no, it says like 1818 on the wall. And I'm like, or like 1852 or whatever it said. There were a couple 1800 dates. But they kept emphasizing how the pyramids were built and built 4,600 years ago. And I just don't believe it. I don't know what I think about the pyramids. I've never really spent much time thinking about them or checking in. But like whatever was happening in that Mr. Beast video, like all his videos feel like, they all feel like psychological manipulation. Every single one of them. Like it always feels like it's informing the public of something. Like it's crafting a narrative for the young generation to believe. The young and me. I don't know. Or other like 40-year-old women watching Mr. Beast. Like, I don't know. I watch all of his videos. Not because I'm like a Mr. Beast fan, but because I'm like, okay, where is this going? What is he saying? What is he telling people? Like, what's the picture that's getting painted? Do I believe it? Yeah, the pyramid stuff's interesting. And then seeing the dates of the like mid to late 1800s, whatever it was, I'm like, that's the mud flood. Like, what really is going on here? And like, you can't talk about mud flood without sounding crazy. You can't question why there's like floor to ceiling windows in the basements of all these buildings. And like, we just have it in our heads that everyone before us was way less civilized. Like, we don't have it anywhere in our heads that like perhaps they were technologically advanced. Perhaps things were more harmonious. Like, we can't even go there. It's so weird. Like, shouldn't that mean, isn't it like a red flag? I don't know. I guess that's where I spend my time when I like wander and think of things. And then I always think of like the subset of the population that is connected to God and just will do nothing but this, like trust this feed. And even if like when you check in and you're guided into like working at the DMV, let's say, it's like, you know, that you're just there. Like, it's like, yeah, this, I'm supposed to be here. I don't know. Like, you know, and like you're in it and you're immersed in it and you kind of feel like you're just LARPing and like just playing pretend. And oh, I mean, I think you are a little bit. Like, there's that element to it for sure. But there's like bigger lessons there. There's more for you to see. Like, there's a deeper reason. And like all of that is what keeps you going. It's not the paycheck, or it's not the like the title, the status. It's not any of that. It's just like, no, I need to do, yeah, like I need to do this, or I need to work here, or I need to. And it's like, it's temporary, it's fleeting, it's not your whole identity. It's funny, even thinking about Ben substitute teaching and like how many teachers have asked him if he's doing this so he can get his hours in to become a teacher. And he's like, no, like it's just the thing that's here for him. Like, he's guided to be there. He knows it's the right thing to do. Does it suck? Yeah. Is it fun? Sort of. Is it not fun? Yeah. Like, is it everything? Yeah. Is it a whole crazy different iteration of life? Yeah, kind of, sort of. 8 hours a day, 3 days a week. Like, it's like, what the fuck is all this? Like, is it for a greater purpose? Yeah. Like, I can see the greater purpose in it. I think he sees it too when he's not saying, what the fuck? But you can just feel the rightness in it. And it's like not about any of that. And it's like so funny how like all these teachers, that's their thing. They're identified as a teacher. Like, they're a teacher, they're a teacher, they're a teacher. It's all about teaching, teaching, teaching. And they're, you know, complimenting him, telling him how great he'd be at teaching. It's like, no shit. He can go into any career and he'd get those kind of compliments. Anything. Literally anything. It's because it's the light in him. It's God working through him. It's because he's where he's supposed to be at that given moment. And people see that and then they think like, oh, he should be a teacher. Oh, he should be a civil engineer. Oh, he should be a wherever he is. Oh, he should be a florist. He's really good at this. But it's like, it's the light that they're drawn to. It's the alignment that they're seeing. It's the God that they're seeing in him. And like this teacher thing, sorry, Ben, I'm just using you as an example. But this teacher thing is like, to me, it just seems so obvious. Like it makes sense that he'd be going into these situations with no context, like no idea what grade he's going to teach, who he's going to teach. Is he teaching one single class all day? Is he moving classrooms? Every day is a mixed bag. And like, to me, I'm like, that is the perfect reality configuration for him, because he's an entertainer and he's funny as fuck and he can work the crowd, he can work the class. Like it's like you're never going to get that kind of training anywhere. And like, this is such a unique skill set that he's fostering. Because even if he did become a teacher, like he's going to teach what? One subject? You're going to teach history to fifth graders all day, every day? Like, boring. Like, to be a substitute teacher and bop from place to place and like, I don't know, have the annoying fucking kid that you would just get to like push back on. It's like, it's fun, it's exhilarating. And it's like, it's not so serious and it doesn't define him. And it's like, it reminds me of David doing maintenance. Like, it's like, these are great skills that David's acquiring, being the maintenance guy on the property and literally fixing anything and everything. Not only that, but he's also tech savvy. So he can help with like tech problems that we're having. Like, he ended up, this is a boring story, but anyway, he installed a key thing that's hooked up wirelessly. So that way people, when they rent the clubhouse, we don't have to physically meet them and get the key, give them the key, and then meet them again after their event and return the key. It can all just be automated. And like, so yes, he can install the thing, but then he also set up all the passwords, the usernames, the key fobs. Like, he set up everything for everybody. And it's just cool. Like, he's learned so much. And it's so like unexpected. Like, you would have never thought that like, oh, David's supposed to be the maintenance man here. But all it started with was like home upgrades. Like, it started with neighbors needing help with stuff. Like, oh, David, can you do this? Oh, David, can you do that? And it was stuff that he had just done in our place. Like, oh, can we get a new light? Can you wire it? And then he did. And he's like, well, I've never done it before. And then he wired it and it was fine. And now he's freaking getting like these ridiculous $100 flood light bulb things that he'll easily be able to hook up. He looked at it, he's like, oh yeah, I just need to find the breaker. And that was like so not how he was a year ago, 2 years ago. Like, it's just cool. It's cool to see where people are being guided and like what people are being guided to do. And it feels so different when it's from God. It feels so different when it's like, it's not like this like strivey, graspy thing, like, oh, I need to be the maintenance man, or like, oh, I need to be the substitute teacher, or whatever. Like, it's like, no, I'm supposed to do this for now. I don't know what my iteration of that is. Maybe joining the board. It's obviously not a paid for gig. I mean, I make $50 when I clean the clubhouse, so I guess it's technically sort of paid for, but yeah, I don't know. It's just a totally different way of doing life. Like, this intuitive path is completely different than how most people do life. Were you able to move the car, love?
That was the initial call.
Oh.
It was just a little confusing, so I text Kat and let her know.
Okay.
I don't know if other people will be confused too.
Probably. Did you see Mikey out there?
No, I didn't. I didn't see anyone from our row out there.
I just saw him walk in.
I talked to James, though, landscaper.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. He was just trying to be nice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did you tell him about my mom's car?
Yeah, he said he knew, and he's going to have his guys shovel it out.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Oh, that's nice. Oh, he is trying to be nice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what? I noticed they actually did a good job this time around. They weren't plowing till like 3 a.m. They're more normal right now. Okay. He was actually in my dream last night. in my dream, I was looking at his Facebook page. This is our landscaper. And he was like, he had a girlfriend that had a mullet. They were engaged. They was fiance. And there were like all these pictures of them at the bar. It was like the weirdest. My dreams have been off the chart lately. They've been so weird. I do feel a little jealous that David's the main contact with our property management company. They like love talking to him and they don't really talk to me anymore. But I think because I'm like so emotionally charged about the injustice that it's just easier to talk to David because he's clear-headed. I'm more of a barker, as you know.
Okay, I left my shovel out there.
Okay. Okay, cool. Thanks. You glad you changed your shoes?
Probably.
You're probably glad. Yeah, it's so funny when his toes first turned purple. I was like, no, that's not normal. That was crazy. Yeah, it's just interesting. I don't know. I don't know what will happen with the normie people. They'll probably be fine, honestly. Maybe I think it's a lot worse because I put myself in their shoes and I'd be devastated. To wake up now and just start questioning reality now in 2025. It's a long road. But maybe they'll be just fine. And they'll just merge into the new system, just like anyone else. David and I watched this like documentary style video yesterday. It was this guy that was traveling in China. He was backpacking from somewhere to Beijing. I don't know where he was initially to start. And like everyone was so helpful. I mean, he's just like a tall, big white guy. And like everyone else is just, you know, small and Chinese. And the cops were like so kind. They like bought him a meal, gave him cigarettes. Like they tried to help him hitchhike. It was like crazy. The hospitality was like through the roof. But he was talking about like, I think it's like what the media doesn't want you to know about China, and basically how it was like a good experience and he had fun, and he ended up getting like a zillion different rides and camping and all these weird spots, or one weird spot, two weird spots. And then he, are you telling her it's not really working?
No, it's fine.
Oh, it's just confusing.
I mean, yeah, I did tell her, but then, yeah, I said maybe we can send a text message to everyone at the beginning or figure something out or reword it. Or she said, yeah, it might be a little bit of trial and error, but she's willing to try some different things.
That's cool. She's working on a Sunday?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. She's handling all of it. James isn't calling anyone.
Oh, she's doing it?
She's sending every notification.
Oh, man.
Yeah. They're still doing it that way.
Just to
the system yet.
I
to get
see.
all the kinks out, I think.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write a little bit.
Okay. But wait, did you move our car?
No, it's not time yet.
Oh.
They just started down at 78.
Oh. I see. Oh, so that's definitely going to cause confusion.
Uh-huh.
Oh, well, I forget what I was even talking about to begin with. I think that's all I got. Yeah. We may have to get some food. David, I don't know that we have much for breakfast. Okay, bye.